Hello, hello, hello. This is Desiree from Queer.Love.Light coming to you on this beautiful Sunday evening here in Vancouver, Canada. I'm so grateful to be here, and I welcome all the viewers, listeners out there who are new, who have been listening to this or listening or watching this for the first time. I welcome you with all my heart. So in the past two shows, I have been sharing some insights, some stories about my journey of self-discovery and how I found my true calling as a filmmaker and as a healer. And last week I talked about how I reconnected with my inner self, my higher self, to help me on that journey to discover my true calling, and how I combined and integrated my love for filmmaking, for storytelling, with my passion of bringing more healing to the world. So I want to share today about how my experiences in Japan have actually really prepared me for this calling and this journey of healing. You know, in the Japanese culture, one of the things I really appreciate learning while I was growing up in Japan as an adolescent, those of you who know me would remember that I have spent my first my adolescent years in Japan. So I pretty much grew up in Japan as a young adult. I went to university there studying journalism, and my first job, pretty much most of my firsts, you know, as a adult are in Japan. So I've learned a lot from Japan and its culture and its beautiful people. And one of the things that I really treasure and value even to this day is how the Japanese people and how the Japanese culture taught me about having compassion and care for others every moment of the day and every day in our lives. And there's a term for it which I shared in a post earlier, and it's called OMOIYARI. So basically, OMOIYARI means having compassion and care for other people's needs before our own. So, and that's very connected to that quality of compassion. To have empathy of what others are going through or what others' needs are, so that we can help them, serve them, to be happier, be more healthy, and have this spirit of harmony. And harmony is another value that the Japanese culture really values and have high regard for. And I learned from that as well. You know, I was brought up in a very different culture where been very influenced by Western culture, actually, where, you know, everyone is advocating for their own agenda first, you know, before considering perhaps the whole. So the Japanese culture really taught me how to work in harmony, you know, in a group, in a community, as a whole. And put the needs of other people or the greater good before your own. So that's the principle of OMOIYARI, which literally, if you translate the word, you know, it would mean thinking. I guess giving our thoughts or giving our heart to somebody, which means OMOIYARI. Omoi means thinking or feeling, and in the Japanese culture and also in Chinese culture, we don't really think with our heads, we actually think with our hearts, you know. So when we say omoi, which is thinking, it's actually thinking from the heart and giving from the heart. And that's from my understanding, that's what the words mean, OMOIYARI. So so when I learned that value, it from a Japanese culture, I think it really prepared me for this healer journey that I found myself embarking on later on in my 30s. And my the teacher that I was trained under, you know, on this modality, as a Tao healer, he also emphasized and stressed on compassion, on love and compassion for everyone and everything. And he actually taught me about what the true purpose of life is, and one of his teachings is the purpose of life is to serve. And to serve is to make others happier and healthier. So that principle really made a mark in my heart. And when I first started on this training, on this journey as a healer, and it really taught me to look at my own contribution, you know, as a individual, as a being in this world. You know, what am I contributing to the world that's actually serving others to become more happy, more healthy? I think, you know, when I first started as a filmmaker, I think my heart of service has always been there. I probably didn't, you know, consciously think of it that way, but I do think that I've always come from a place of wanting to make the world a better place. When I first started making films, you know, in the LGBTQ community, I was always trying to look for a platform, an outlet, a voice, to give voice to those of us from marginalized communities, to have a voice to be ourselves, you know, to share with the world, you know, how can we come together, how can we help each other understand our common need to be loved, to be accepted, and to be part of this bigger whole. So, but again, you know, when I started out making films and being part of the community, you know, doing a lot of community work and activism, I don't think I've actually ever sat down to put it into context that I'm here to serve and to help make others happier, healthier. Yes, I think the part of it is to make a better the world a better place. But when I met my teacher and he made it so simple, it really helped me connect the dots, you know, between the work I was doing as a filmmaker and the stories that I was aspiring to tell. And ultimately I realized that whatever I was trying to tell, to create the stories through the filmmaking, was actually to bring some kind of healing to people who watch my films. So that's why I came to a place where when I realized that I have a greater capacity beyond just as a storyteller, to bring a form of very powerful healing to the world through my storytelling, but also through the training that I've had as a Tao healer. So, as some of you may know, I have been running a meditation group for the LGBTQ Community Center here in Vancouver for the past 5 years. It's called Rainbow Light Meditation. And I very much enjoy meeting, you know, people from all walks of life coming to my group and and I would share my experience of meditation with them, and create this very safe and loving space to meditate together, and also share, some experiences. And I found that quite a few youth actually were actually looking for guidance, looking for help, looking for some sort of sense of belonging, in the community. So through this group, I've been able to, as a healer even, to be able to support some of them who've been going through some rough patches in their lives. And so I really enjoy running that group, and I still continue to do that every week. If you're ever interested in joining, you can find me on community.ca. That's QMUNITY.ca, QMUNTY.ca, and my group is called Rainbow Light Meditation. So you can email me from there, or you can also message me on this page, and I'd be happy to invite you to come join us as well. So part of my journey has been offering meditation, and now I make films, I make videos about healing, about this modality that I've been trained in for the past 10 years, and I welcome you to check out my website. I have made a few films. There are a few films on my website that are on this topic, telling stories of healing, and perhaps in future episodes I would talk a little bit about my process of making those films and what I've learned from them, and how other people have also benefited or responded to them as well. But today, this episode, I really wanted to invite everybody to think about your own service. Think about what is your service to this world that you are very passionate about, you're very grateful about, or very proud of. And I'd love you to share that with me. Send me a message, put some comments. I'd love to hear from you, to learn about your journey of service, your service that you want to offer the world, or you already are offering the world. I'd love to hear from you and learn from you as well. And also to people who are curious about this healing modality that I'm trained in, you're more than welcome to message me privately. And in the future shows, I will also talk a little bit more about this healing modality that I have been trained in, and also invite you to have an experience through the meditation that I do on this show every week. So this week, what I'd like to do is to invite you to do a short meditation with me, to go into our hearts, to remember or to discover or rediscover, the passion in our hearts for service. And if you already have that, I invite you to offer gratitude to yourself and to your community, or whoever is supporting you in your path of service. Service is to serve, is to help others be happier and healthier. And the world really needs more joy and more healing. So the more we're able to serve others, the better. And the other thing about service that I really learned, along this spiritual awakening, this journey of spiritual awakening, is that I realized that service is not always just like something like a big act of service. Service is actually in everything we say, we do, even we think. So when we have a loving thought about somebody, that's service too. Or we have a smile for a stranger on the street, that could lift the spirits of somebody, is also service. So service can be so many things, from big to small, and nothing is ever small enough, or big enough. Service is every moment of the day when we choose to, we're able to be the best versions of ourselves and to offer more love, more light to others. So now I'd like to invite everybody to experience a very short meditation with me and go into our hearts to give thanks to the service that we have received from perhaps somebody in our lives, and then also just focus on the service that we are also giving to others every day, and what is that, and offer gratitude to that as well. So I'm going to play the Love, Peace, Harmony instrumental music here to create a beautiful field of love, peace, and harmony as we go into this very short meditation to develop and enhance the love, peace, harmony in our heart of service. So I invite you to close your eyes and just take a deep breath in. And when you take a deep breath in, breathe deeply into your lower abdomen. And with each breath, we visualize that we're breathing in this brilliant golden healing light into our lower abdomen. And then we breathe out any stress or concern that we have. Just relax and breathe in deeply to your lower abdomen. Our lower abdomen is the energy center that grounds us. So that's why we breathe deeply into our lower abdomen. And we take a moment to ask ourselves, what is the service that I have offered today? Did we offer love, compassion, perhaps even forgiveness for someone? What is the service that we have done today for somebody in our lives? And how do you feel about that service that you have given to that someone? And we give thanks to that person who allowed us to serve them, for giving us the opportunity to be of service. How did that make you feel? We take another deep breath in. As we thank the person who allowed us to serve them. To help us increase our love frequency, light frequency, for allowing us to offer good service. And we take another deep breath in. And now we thank ourselves. We thank ourselves for stepping up or just showing up to be of service to whomever that needed our service today. We often forget to thank ourselves. Thank our own inner being, our higher self, our soul. We thank our soul for being our partner on this path of service. We'll take a moment to send some love to our own soul. Take another deep breath in. And breathe in the golden healing light into your lower abdomen to nourish your soul, heart, mind, and body. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How means well, get well, good. It's a very positive message to end the meditation with. Take another deep breath in and let us slowly open our eyes. So, how did you feel from this very, very short meditation? What came to your mind or your heart that reminded you of the service that you have given to someone today? This is a very nice way, I think, to end the day, when we remind ourselves what kind of service we have given throughout the day to people around us. And to meditate in this field of love, peace, harmony, hopefully we'll be able to ground ourselves. And if we did give some maybe unpleasant service to somebody because we were not being the best version of ourselves, we can also bring ourselves back into alignment with love, with light, through this meditation. So I thank you for joining me today. I am very happy and grateful to have shared this few minutes with you, and I thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Till then, take care, be queer, be love, and be light.